Hello and welcome to another MyTunes podcast right here at manxradio.com.
Marc Tyley, the nation station, Manx Radio.
Last week, we had a dancing dandy, a crowd frenzy technician by the name of Bez from the Happy Mondays, who's coming here, by the way, 31st of March. If you can get down there, it'll be fun. But this week, we're back to a singer, a songstress. Chrissie Eve is with me in the MyTunes studio. Chrissie, welcome to MyTunes.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, it's lovely to have you here. I've heard a lot about you, and I've only actually seen you perform from a great distance, almost from another building. So I must check you out a lot. But there is reason for this, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, because you've only recently got back to the Isle of Man.
That's right. Yeah, we moved back about a year and a half ago, and I've been incredibly lucky to meet some fantastic musicians over the last few months, and I'm really enjoying being back. I think the music on the island, it's such a vibrant place to sing and to watch live music. There's so many venues, and almost every night of the week you can go and see something, and that's fantastic.
No, I said you only just got back because you were born here, went to school here, and in the guild here, and all that rite of passage. And then from university, you met your husband, and then that was the move to Devon.
That's right, yeah.
Now tell us about some school bands that you had. 'Cause there must be people listening who think, Chrissie, I'm sure I was in a band with her back in the day.
No, well, people probably wouldn't have come to see us. I don't think we ever played anywhere apart from people's garages. But we were pretty ropey, and I think that's the best way to start. So I think it was Dave Grohl that was talking about programmes like The Voice and things, and how that kind of got rid of those initial years in garages and playing really, really awful music, but learning all the time and getting better. Which is hopefully what we did. Yeah, that's where it all started. And then I really joined bands properly when I moved to the UK.
In those early days, where were you placed vocally? Was it rock? Was it pop? What were you doing?
Rock, yeah. That's kind of that's where I started out, and that's what I ended up doing when I moved to Devon as well. So I was in a rock band called Lightyear, which is fantastic. Again, I've been very, very lucky over the years to meet some fantastic musicians and work with them, and kind of stumbling across them by accident as well. So open mic nights are usually kind of the best place to go, aren't they, to meet other like-minded people. And I met a drummer called Ray when my little boy was only about 3, I think. Yeah, joined his band Lightyear and was with them for about 3 years. And that was, sort of classic rock and more up-to-date stuff. And, that was brilliant. Loud, but brilliant.
This girl is a rocker. Who, when you were starting out, who were you looking up to?
Oh, gosh. So I think when I was at university, which is when the sort of band thing really kicked off for me, Skunk Anansie, the album Hedonism came out. I listened to that almost on repeat. Garbage, so Shirley Manson. There were a lot of strong female vocalists back then. I tend to sing, because my voice is quite low, I tend to do a lot of sort of music that's sung by male vocalists, actually, particularly if I'm doing rock. But they were phenomenal, and I was always really gutted that I couldn't sing exactly like them. But I think over the years you kind of learn that you don't sound like anyone else, you just kind of sound like yourself, and kind of embrace it, really. You
have your own voice. Now then, a great selection of music. I've got it here. I'm not going to tease it out to the audience. Just have to wait and see, but there's some great stuff coming up. And where are we going to start? Oh, yeah, I've just did Queen of the Stone Age to start with.
Yeah, so this is the title track from the album, and I think as an album, it's absolutely amazing. As a standalone sort of collection of songs, listening to it from start to finish, I still regularly listen to the album. No one knows. Love the band, and it's the best gig I've ever been to in the Eden Project in Cornwall. They have a massive outdoor stage, and they do these sort of summer sessions, they're called, and they played there, and we were right at the front, myself and a group of friends from work, and it was amazing. It was absolutely brilliant. So that's my first choice.
My guest on My Tunes all this week is Chrissie Eve, who disappeared off the face of the Isle of Man for best part of 20 years, wasn't it, Chrissie?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much. And you're back. What drew you back?
So we've visited the island, of course, over the years that I've been away, myself and my husband and our children. We've got family here and always loved coming back to the island. And we were living in a beautiful village on the north coast of Devon, which surprisingly is more remote than where we live now. And it was 20 miles to the nearest town. The schools were really far away, the high schools. And although it was wonderful living there, we did spend a lot of time driving. So we needed to move somewhere. And we'd sort of mooted the idea of moving back here a few times and just decided to go for it. So it was just at the end of lockdown we came back. And yeah, we're really glad we did. It's been fantastic. Children are really happy, they're really settled. There's so much here for them to do. I think we're really spoiled. I think moving away and coming back made me appreciate the island so much more.
So many people say that. You've got to get away, then come back, because that's when you'll appreciate the wonders of this Isle of Man.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's so true. It's so true. Are you both working full time? I mean, I know you're
Pretty
doing lots of
much.
music.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a hobby. I'm
Yeah.
a paramedic as my day job. I'm based in general practice now. So when I was living in Devon, I was in the ambulance service, South Western Ambulance Service for 13 years. And then I moved into general practice and I've been doing that ever since.
A general practice paramedic or general practice doctor?
So I'm still a paramedic. That's still my registered title. And I work alongside the GPs. Primarily see patients with sort of urgent on the day conditions, and I'm just about to complete my master's in advanced clinical practice, so it's been a bit of a slog, but yeah, I really enjoy it.
So do you still go out to the patient, or do they all come to you now?
No, I'm based in the practice,
right,
with occasional home visits when needed, but
yeah. Presumably when you were in Devon you were out on the road.
Yeah, in the ambulance service. Yeah.
I just can't imagine turning up at something when you think you know what you're going to see, and then oh my goodness, you've got to deal with something. You've just got to get on with it.
Yeah, and I think that the vast majority of the work, it's more sort of run-of-the-mill. There's a lot of sort of social issues, a lot of social considerations with elderly patients and things like that, rather than the sort of high drama. Obviously, there's an element of that. But I think that's what keeps the job interesting as well, is that you'd go into a shift and you'd never quite know what the day was going to bring. But yeah, super challenging. But I think 13 years was enough for me. And I needed to move into something else, which is what I've done. So, yeah. On
the television, obviously, we only see the high drama, and it's all bells and whistles and flashing down the road. But one of the things that always fascinates me about the programmes, and I want to ask you if it's true in real life, is the camaraderie of a team that you've got. If you're going out with people to an incident or whatever, it's working with that team. That must be so important.
It really is, yeah. And the friendships that you develop in a job like that, I think, are quite different to friendships you develop otherwise. And yeah, I'm still in contact with some of my colleagues. And as I was saying before, the gig that we went to down in Cornwall, that was all of my sort of ambulance and A&E colleagues that we went with. So it's definitely a special job, and one that I'm pleased to do.
Well, thank you on behalf of everybody who's ever been seen by you and yet to be seen by you for looking after us. Let's have the next piece of music.
Yeah, so this is just such a cool piece of music. It's just effortlessly cool. And the band that I've been lucky enough to sing with since moving back over here, the Heinrich Maneuver, who kindly allow me to do guest vocals occasionally with them, they play this track brilliantly. They're great. They're a trio, and they have various people that guest with them. And I think everyone that plays with the three guys, it's Heinrich on keys, Steve Turner on the drums, and Dave on the bass. They're all incredible. They work really well together, and it's just, yeah, it's a treat to play with them. But this is one that they obviously do without me because it's instrumental.
Yeah.
all this week on MyTunes. My guest is Chrissie Eve, who has been dashing around in an ambulance in Devon, is now in general practice here on the Isle of Man, and is a fabulous singer. She's worked with a lot of people, and you have done some work by yourself. But when we were doing the over the cup of coffee bit, you were saying that the stuff on your own with backing tracks is never quite the same.
No, I think there's something special about playing live with other musicians and sort of bouncing off each other and having that flexibility to take it in different directions, really. I'd love to do originals, that'd be amazing, but it's really time consuming. I'm a lazy musician, so I don't play any instruments really well enough to write anything anymore. So it would have to be a collaboration, and the time that it takes to write music is considerable, especially when you're doing it with other people. So doing covers is brilliant because you all know what you're doing before you turn up, and then you can adapt songs, you can put your own spin on them. And the band that I was in before leaving the UK with my sister, which is why I've chosen this song actually, was called Soulcraft. We were a 6-piece function band that did sort of soul and funk versions of, well, pretty much everything really, including lots of mashups. My favourite being Don't Stop by the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Beyonce Crazy in Love.
Now that's some combination.
It went down really, really well, and it was loads of fun to do. But we used to kind of put our own twist on things, and it was really, really good fun. And playing live, and if something goes wrong, it's not always a bad thing. You can kind of style it out, and you don't get that if you're singing on your own to backing tracks. And there's a place for it, and I do enjoy doing it. And as I was saying to you before, I try and choose backing tracks that are studio recorded with with live instruments. But there's a place for it, but I do enjoy the sort of live stuff much better.
You said you're not writing original stuff at the moment, but I'm guessing you have done.
Yeah, a long time ago.
And you've got quite a. Did you ever release anything?
Not really, no. No, not
did it,
really.
It sort of escaped, did it?
Well, we did. Do you know we did? We did record an EP in Wales, and I don't know where it went. I mean, this was, we had the master copy on CD. Yeah. I mean, this was in 1999, I think, and I don't know where that went. So somewhere out there it might exist, but certainly not in my collection.
Well, never say never again, because I think writing, you may just find that's what you want to do at some stage, and you get some ideas, and Heinrich might just sort of tease it out of you. Let's have this track, you say, takes you back a bit.
We used to finish our set with this when I sang with the band Soulcraft that as I said I was with before leaving Devon, and we chose it specifically because if everyone was pretty rowdy, we used to play at a lot of weddings and some festivals and things, this was the ideal track. Everyone loves it, and it just kind of calms everything down, and myself and my sister sang harmonies on it, which was fab, and I adore singing with my sister, and I miss doing that very much since we moved, but lots of good memories of doing that when we were together in the band Soulcraft.
It's the Beatles, and it is
Come Together.
Got to be a joker.
Chrissie Eve is my guest all this week on My Tunes. Grew up on the Isle of Man, sang in some school bands. You still haven't told me enough about those school bands, because I want to try and find people who were with them, with you, in them. And then away you went to university. What did you do at university?
English literature and sociology.
Oh, not music? No.
No.
But you were in bands at university?
Yeah. No, I've not really had any musical training, really.
Did you have
I wing it.
Nothing wrong with that. But I bet you had a singing teacher when you were doing the Guild.
If I did, I don't remember, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my apologies if I did, to whoever that was, because I don't remember, unfortunately.
And you entered the Guild a few times.
I did, yes. Yeah.
Happy memories or nervous memories?
Both, I think. Both, yeah. So I think I used to play piano duets with somebody called Anna. I don't know if Anna remembers me, but yeah, they were quite stressful situations. Yeah, and some choirs and bits and bobs. So,
in terms of genres, when you were rocking it, and indeed you still are rocking it, did you also go in any jazzy direction? Because with your voice, you said you have a lowish voice, and I always associate the sort of lower female voice with jazz as well as everything else.
Yeah, I've kind of done a bit of everything, really. So yeah, I've done sort of jazz blues stuff, and again with Heinrich and the guys, it kind of takes a bit of a jazz direction sometimes. And genre-wise, I'm sort of open to everything, really. I think I'd like to do a bit more rock again. I kind of miss that. So doing the soul and funk stuff before leaving the UK was amazing, and doing what I'm doing now, sort of dipping in and out, is great. But I think I'd like to do a bit more rock whilst I've still got the voice for it, because it doesn't last forever, does it?
Well, again, I was going to come back to this having a lower voice. All people with lower voices seem to have a longevity beyond those who are very high.
Fingers crossed.
Because the high voices, they can't get the high notes anymore. Most of us I've got a low voice, you've got a low voice. We don't have to worry about those high notes.
Well, look at Iggy Pop. I mean,
yeah,
he's not struggling, is he? So
absolutely. So, venue-wise, having got back here, which ones are you enjoying the most? Because we have got a rich mix of venues on the Isle of Man.
Definitely. So, of the places that I've played, my favourite's the Thirsty Pigeon. It's great. It's a proper pub, but people are there appreciating the music, having a really good time. You're right in the thick of it. Yeah, it's a really, really fun place to play. And I mean, the Ginger Hall's great. Even though the room's quite small that we play in, it's always a really, really good atmosphere. And I think atmosphere makes all the difference, doesn't it? If you've got feedback from the crowd and people are on board, it makes it so much easier to play and sing, and kind of, if people are clearly enjoying themselves, and it makes it much easier for you as musicians to enjoy yourselves too. So yeah,
nothing worse than having a room of people who don't even want to see it. But even if it's only 12 people and they're into it,
that's it. Yeah,
that's going to work.
Absolutely.
When we started looking at the music, and we played a bit of this final track, Goosebumps, coming up over there and over here. Wow, where did you discover Christopher Tin?
To be honest, it was scrolling through Spotify. I was looking for pieces of music with ocean or sea in the title, and this came up. And I don't listen to a great deal of classical music, if I'm absolutely honest. I've got to be in the mood for it. But this piece just blew me away. I love when you hear something that's really special. The sort of goosebumps and the sort of sensation that gives you is incredible, really. And this is one of those pieces of music. And it's bonkers. It's the Soweto Gospel Choir. I think they're the female Bulgarian television choir. The London Philharmonic. It's just, it's a real mishmash of languages and music types, and it's incredible. It's super, super long, but I appreciate you playing a section of it, and it's fab.
Oh, don't worry, we're going to play a good section of it now, and the whole thing will be on the podcast, and that's going to be available from this afternoon. So if anyone wants to hear the whole thing, they can do at manxradio.com/podcast. It'll be there from this afternoon. Well, what an adventure. Chrissie, we're so glad you came back to the Isle of Man. I'm so glad you came in for My Tunes. I now must get down to one of your gigs, all of it, the whole thing, in the same room, and I can't wait. Thank you for doing My Tunes.
Thank you so much for having me.
wanwami rokotochwe oni akiro chucho wanwami rokotochwe halo yo yabonu halo yo yabonu wanwami rokotochwe omi kontalami chwe kai chwe bebe bebe kamunwa olelo katino oleo kawobi owero katongolelo kamunwa olelo katino oleo kawobi owero katongolelo kamunwa olelo katino oleo kawobi owero bebe obi owero ka atongolelo Kamunwa olelo, katino olelo, kahobi owero, katongolelo. Kamunwa olelo, katino olelo, kahobi owero, katongolelo.
Just wonderful to have Chrissie Eve on MyTunes, and what a selection of tracks. I'm Marc Tyley. Join me if you can for the morning show, 9:30 until 12, with Shaw, Isle of Man, Monday to Friday, right here at Manx Radio. And be sure to come back for more podcasts at manxradio.com.